Hi guys. I didn't sleep that well last night. Um have you guys ever watch Amityville Horror? I haven't finished it, but I was just starting to watch it. I went like I did have like three quarters through. But it's interesting because they buy the house in 19 I think 79 for $80,000. And I mean, it's a pretty nice house, and like I think they listed it with like the crazy stuff that happened. Like there's like a murder that happens at the house. The guy goes crazy and like kills his whole family and stuff. But I think $80,000. Like, don't they usually mark houses down when like crazy stuff like that happens? And $80,000 for a house in like some random suburban town in 1979. Isn't that kind of expensive? I feel like that's kind of expensive. Like, um, this house was bought from uh, my grandparents because my grandparents owned this house, and my parents bought it from my grandparents, and they bought it for $80,000 in like 1986, and they got like it was like really really cheap because they got it from my grandparents. So I think I have talked about that before, but they only got it for that cheap because they were basically inheriting it from my grandparents, and I know that story and remember that story. So I just think the housing prices, I already went over the housing prices or whatever, but um I think they're just still like, you know, like out of whack, out of line and stuff like that. So I mean really it shouldn't even be a debate. Like it really shouldn't even be a debate. There shouldn't be any like doubt or anything in my head, and there is, and it's crazy. Um it just shouldn't even be like a debate or whatever. Like, am I different now? Um well, I believe that Colin and I got married again last night. Or yeah, I guess last night on Earth, and before it was in the Pleiades. So the wedding is coming down to Earth, and or Antarctica, and or both. And because Antarctica is really like it's like a frozen tundra. So like, who gets married in Antarctica? And it wasn't a frozen. It's like a city. It's like a populated city, and it's an illusion that it's all frozen over and icy. Um, Due to Elsa freaking out probably in her childhood in Antarctica and freezing the entire city. Okay, so I can claim that. I'm clearly Elsa. Elsa, Alyssa, very. They used to call me Elsa when I worked there. Um, so they never called me like Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty or Aurora. They would always call me Elsa. Like, Elsa, Elsa, do you have something to say? So anyway, I believe that that movie happened in Antarctica, and I guess it's still going on today because the city is still frozen, isn't it? So I guess I froze the whole city and put the whole city to sleep. So that's fun. That's nice to know, isn't it? That's a good memory to go over to rehash, isn't it? I'm sure I have a lot of good feelings about that. As to why I had to ice an entire city with magical powers. I mean, who am I to talk about magical powers, really? There's literally no evidence that I have magical powers or anything like that. But so, and Anna is my sister Claire, obviously, and obviously I have blonde hair, and my hair was much more blonde, and Claire's hair is like, actually, it's pretty dark brown. It's not like light brownish red, but it's close enough. It's close enough. And you guys all saw the movie, so you basically saw what happened. And they're like, she can free us with her magical powers, and like we're still here because it's still going on. So, Colin was at an award show last night. I think it was last night, the SAG-AFTRA award show. And I've never heard of the SAG-AFTRA award show. Obviously, I know what SAG-AFTRA is. It's the freaking union that the actors are in, and the writers and directors, blah blah. But I never heard of the SAG-AFTRA award show, and I was like, what is this? Like a made-up award show that like? And I'm like, is it because we're falling to level 1 and it's like literally being revealed? Like it's an award show, it's an award ceremony from level 1 that's like literally being revealed. And like all of the actors, if you watch the clips, they all are like, they've never seen like the trophy before. And I've never seen the trophy before either. And they're all like looking at the trophy and then they're like holding it and they're like, this is really heavy. And they're like, all of them are like, I just want to see how heavy it is. Like, and they're all like, oh yeah, it's really heavy. And they're like kind of afraid of the award because it's like a little man. And they're all like staring at the award, like, this is so weird. I've never heard of this before. Why the hell am I here? Like, and it's like 31st SAG-AFTRA award. And they're all like, I've never, like, literally, they're all like perplexed over the award because, like, they don't say, I've never seen this award, but they're like perplexed over it. And you can tell they're like unfamiliar with the award, as am I. And they're like, let me just hold the little man and see how heavy. Oh yeah, he's really heavy. Okay, let me put him down. And then they have like this freaking platform for him, which is like super shaky, and it's like it's gonna tip over at any moment and break their award. And they're like, James. They're like, what is happening? Like where are these award shows coming from? And there's like the Critics' Choice Award show, which I'm like, I feel like that's familiar, but like I don't really remember seeing that like last year either. Like, where did it come from? Like, are they really like level 1 like award ceremony? I'm like, where are these coming from? And why is my dad winning awards at literally all of them? Okay, like why is Colin Farrell, my Palladian dad, um, like winning awards? Okay, I hope you guys aren't like freaked out that I call like my husband my dad. Okay, like you guys understand aliens by now and everything like that. So it shouldn't really be a problem when I address it in the room. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know that. You see him with me and you know he's my Palladian father. Okay. And that would make me a Palladian. Okay. So I feel like I have to say that after watching Elsa go crazy um, in Last of Us. Icing the entire city, and it's still iced to this day. And So I'm like, okay, magical ice is a Palladian power, and I always say I'm reptilian. I better start saying I'm Palladian because my aspect will go crazy and fight back. Because it's happened to me before with my shadow aspects and my Lyran aspects. So I'm like, let me just say it. That's why I always say I'm a demon or whatever. And now, because my demons fought back very hard to prove their point and everything like that, and I'm all that is. So like I'm everything. Okay, guys, and so that's why I'm saying I'm Palladian. Okay, I'm like, okay, I have to like, so obviously I look Palladian or whatever, but like I've never really liked Palladians, and that's like, I think that's what led to like that happening in Antarctica, and it's like, history is repeating itself, and so I'm like, okay, I'm a Palladian, I'm a Palladian, I'm a Palladian. Like, please, like, don't make me be like super Sub-Zero out of nowhere. Um, we've learned so much. What would I have to be worried about? They're like, you saw the truth. What would you be worried about, Alyssa? Because I grew up Christian before I knew I was God, and you know couldn't accept demons or whatever, and it went crazy. The demons went fucking crazy, and I learned my lesson. Okay, and that's, as I'm saying, you're talking me out of like learning my lesson and like acknowledging that this stuff is real, and it's kind of giving me and Alex like a panic attack, and that's why like I have to be like, okay, I'm Palladian, you know, because we're not stupid like you guys are. Okay. Um. So we'll be like, oh, it's a natural disaster. Like, let's not learn our lesson and like acknowledge that mutants are real and that people have like magical abilities, and da da da, and like, because it's like people that are Palladians that are listening in right now, and they hear me say I'm just reptilian, and they get really angry because that's how it works. And then the Palladians will literally prove their point, which are actually people. Okay, they're actually human beings that are Palladians that are listening in. And so it's like, if I don't say that, then it'll probably happen. And I don't want it to happen, obviously. Or like, don't acknowledge being an alien. Don't acknowledge being an alien. Like, no, we learned our lesson. Um, you know, everything I do is like, gonna lead to my disaster. To like, why do anything, right? Like that's what basically I'm hearing right now over the screen. Like, oh no, if you acknowledge it and like somebody else does, and like da 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 da, and it's like, you guys are like so positive and like so easy to work with and so easy to deal with. Like I just love like conversing with you guys, like even though like you're like literally fighting me like over the chat, over the screen right now, it's like really fun. It's like so fun. I just love it. I just love dealing with you guys. Like what do you have to worry about? You saw the truth. It's just you and the void, Alyssa. That's obviously a threat because that obviously means I'm God, and you're not coming forward and telling me I'm God. So that's a threat. That's a threat because, like, if you guys obviously know I'm God and in telepathy, I'm God, you should be coming forward and be like, oh, she's God. She needs to be put in her castle. Um, so, like, it's a passive aggressive threat when they say stuff like that over the screen in telepathy. So, I mean, it's one way to not control your powers and like, be stuck and uh, somewhere and not be able to handle people or stuff like that if you don't want to acknowledge it. That's definitely a way to go. Um, Anyway, yeah, so he had his award ceremony and he gave a speech and he looked at the screen and said, "Shut up, Farrell." And I think he was talking to me directly, but who knows? Because, it's kind of like neither here nor there. So, um, because I was literally telling him, say my name. And he looks at the screen and goes, "Shut up, Farrell." Um, because we're married and that would be my last name. So that's really hard to understand. I get it. I get it, guys. It's like super hard to understand. Um, anyway, then he was like, "I'm coming over to get her." And then there was an immediate attack on me. It said, "Do not come over here." And I felt the attack in this ear, and it felt like a buzzing and a stinging in my ear. And I was like, ugh, like it buzzed and sting and hurt. And so I was physically attacked by energy last night. That's why we might have to remove the mutants and the aliens from the room to keep her safe, which is fun. And that's what I'm hearing right now, which is so fun for me, guys. That's really fun for me. I just love being like a mundane human, and we've done this before. And anyway, so Colin said he was coming over. I got viscerally attacked. I fell asleep. I basically 3D jumped into another time and space where it was Colin and I's wedding night. And it was lovely. And then it was all these like weird overlays on top of our wedding night. And like changing, we kept like changing dimensions basically. And like there was this wooden, it was like a pretty average wedding night, but then there was like this wooden, like this wooden platform, and I had it in my hand and I was like going like this with it, this wooden platform. And then like I jumped on it to like surf it. And I was like showing off to Colin doing that. I mean, that's very weird and magical and obviously like different dimensional. Um, so, so yeah, so like, it was like mainly normal. It was like mainly a normal night, mainly a gorgeous night, but then there was like weird overlays. And then like when I woke up, the overlays got like way worse. Um which is interesting. Like like the memories got like distorted and weirder when I woke up from that. And then they were like all in my room and they were all like swirling in my room. And then I was in like a lot of pain. I was in so much pain when I woke up. My pain body was like excruciating. And that kept me up for like a few hours. That's why I didn't sleep well. Oh, and the sky when I woke up was literally like electric purple, like a purple I've never seen before. And that's the crown color. It's like the royal crown color. And it was like literally the sky was like bright electric purple. Um, so it was definitely like alien technology in the room when I woke up. And so then I was like up for a few hours because of the excruciating pain body and everything. And then I felt like the gorgeous wedding night was ruined because of the weird overlays filtering in. And it distorted like my memories of it, basically. It started to bleed through, like I said, like in the dream or the interdimensional experience, whichever vernacular you prefer. But it just got like so much weirder when I woke up. And but yeah, he definitely intended to come over and get me. So that was nice. That was great. But there was obviously an attack on us. So that was obviously not great. Um, so, so, what am I going to say? Um, and then I got up and I was like shopping for like Ibiza clothes. And I was like, I guess we're going on our honeymoon next. Because why am I shopping for like Ibiza clothes? Like I just turned on my TikTok page and it was like all of these like, holiday items. And I was like, oh, let me shop for like holiday items. And I was like, well, I guess we just got married. So I guess we're going on our honeymoon and I'm shopping for like our my honeymoon clothes. And then they got really mad and Gamork entered the room because it brought up bad memories basically. And so then I didn't want to shop for this clothes. I was like, "Okay, maybe this isn't my style." And then I was like, I don't really know what my style is. And then we were thinking about it with Future Earth and we were like, is this how Future Earth forms? Because in Future Earth, it's basically, I want to say that I'm a porn star in Future Earth, and obviously that's not that's not ever where like I thought I would be going or anything like that. But it's like Earth is like so fascinated with like I said yesterday, like the sex of gods, and it's like above we're super soldiers, but like here it's like we're leading into the Plutonian energy, and so it's like you guys are fascinated with like gods making love and stuff like that, and that is what starts to form Future Earth. And if Colin starts getting mad at like all of my different styles, and he can't like my style because I'm usually naked in Future Earth. Sorry, this is probably not for younger viewers, but I always say that my videos are not for kids or um, but anyway, so because we're thinking about it, and we're like, is that how that forms? And then I'm with very special people in Future Earth, the Avengers basically, and Chris, Bucky, and Black Widow. And anyway, we were having like memories like, oh, is this how Future Earth forms and everything like that, because it's like a superpower here, and obviously I talked about it yesterday and how you guys are like fascinated by it, um and so that's sort of the progression of what I saw. It's not where we want to go. um so that's just a premonition I saw. Okay, so, and it's also Adrian Grenier. um it's basically like a subsect of Hollywood that like starts to come alive because of all this stuff that's happening. um so I'm saying it's not where we want to go, and it's not something that happened yet, but it's just a dream that I had um that is like a warning to society and like a premonition, and it doesn't have to be anybody really. So, and it's obviously starting to come to life because I saw like level one shapeshifters bleeding through the award ceremony. They were all shapeshifting like crazy. And yeah, So they're already like shapeshifting and what else? Yeah.